it won't let me go. In the face of my trouble, I see joy.
The parable of the two sons. What do you think? A man had two sons, and he went to the first and said, "Son, go to work in the vineyard." And he answered, "I will not go." But afterward he changed his mind, and he went. So this first son was rebellious. This first son, if we were to go to the bathroom tomorrow morning and look in the mirror, we would look just like that first son. Because we were born rebellious. And at some point, we went to the vineyard and began to work. I know for a fact, several times I was told to go, and I simply went like, well, maybe later, or, that's a little extreme, and I simply didn't go. And so then later, I made a decision and said, okay, I'll go. So I know what it's like to be a rebellious son. I know what it's like to go the other way. I know what it's like to actually say, I will go and not go. The world, carnality, selfishness, you can name all the things. He's an authentic sinner. He's the real deal. I dare say most of us are real deal sinners in here as well, right? But this other person, this other son that says, "Sir, I go," basically went like, I would look very good if I just put on all my stuff and go, "Yes, I go." And everyone's going, "Yay, look at that. That's the son you need to be." And then later you go out in the vineyard and he's nowhere to be found. This is what the Pharisees are doing. I go. I put on my big robes, my phylacteries are long. I walk with my tall hat on, and I go. And I'm going nowhere at all. Then he says this. They said, the Pharisees. Now, why did the Pharisees answer that? You have to ask yourself. When the idea of prestige, when the idea of being wrong, when all that was removed, truth came out of them. Because they thought, well, we couldn't answer the last question. This one is easy. We don't even have to have a meeting. It was the first son. And then Jesus says, well, it sounds like you're correct. And that's why the tax collectors and sinners are going to the kingdom before you are. So the question that Jesus is asking, in light of the previous discussion we had about John's baptism, and in light of what I just asked you and you giving your answer, what should you have done? And they still don't want to give an answer. And they probably huddled together afterwards and said, did anyone come up with a way to kill this guy yet? For John came to you in the way of righteousness, verse 32, and you did not believe him, but the tax collectors and the prostitutes believed him. And even when you saw it, you did not afterward change your minds and believe him. All right. So what does this have to do with us right now? We could wag our fingers at the Pharisees and go like, you guys are really bad. We could distance ourselves and said, I'm not a tax collector. I've never been a prostitute. You've been a lot of other things, though. I know I've been a lot of other things. All of us are sons and daughters who were once told to go out into the field, and at some point we probably said, I will not. I thought about this as I was coming up with all this, and I said, the mercy of God is great, because if my mother had told me to go out into the backyard and clean up after the dog, and I said, I will not. What you say? I'm going to beat you first. And I'm going to tell your dad what you said so he can give you the second beating, right? God doesn't force us. The mercy, the patience of God, that he waits for us. He keeps sending people to us. He keeps sending us messages. Nothing against my mom, rest her soul. But she would have taken me out.
The joy of the Lord is my strength.